So Parrish, the other day you were talking about having some stories from a certain job of yours, and
Oh yeah.
I just thought it would be a great idea if you happen to have something off the top of your head to throw out there as a way to kind of close the show, because you got some
Well,
pretty
yeah.
funny experiences.
I worked about 7 years in the emergency medical services for a 911 primary 911 service, and
Well,
boy did I
let
see
me
some nights.
first just say this, because I know that you guys don't get the credit you deserve. I know that police and firemen are usually kind of the heroes, but thank you for your service, because you guys you guys are out there in the muck. You're out there
Well,
fighting, so saving lives.
seriously.
So thank you. Yeah, legitimately.
Well, EMS guys appreciate that. I think the best thing
Yeah,
that you can
legitimately.
do.
We're not running for office here, so you like know it's serious.
Hmm.
Right, right.
Like seriously, man.
You're
It's
not
it's
kissing
it's we
babies.
we we yeah, we
And not
appreciate
just because
what you've
you're
done.
a friend of ours either. This is
Yeah.
to everyone that's done that, and
We'd have other
first
four-letter
responder
words
as
for you for
well.
that.
But yeah,
Well, on
so
behalf of the EMS community, I think that I can speak for just about everyone when I say the best thing that you can do to show your appreciation for EMS professionals is to not call them ambulance drivers. I think they will appreciate it. Call
okay.
them whatever, call them dickheads, whatever. Just
And
don't call them ambulance
probably,
drivers.
I'm sure the second best thing you could do is probably not overdose on fentanyl. That would probably help too.
Yes,
Yeah.
that'll
Or,
yeah,
or
that'll really ruin their day, especially at like 3 a.m. So,
yeah.
well, I did acquire many stories throughout EMS, and well, I mean, I had so many. Actually kept a journal of them. Hang on, let me actually. It's
Get the
back
journal.
here.
Get
Let
the
me
journal.
just
Get the
yeah,
journal.
1 second.
Let's
Here,
see.
just
I'm excited.
Oof. Yeah. So am I.
I've got
A
a
whole.
bunch of friends that used to do EMS. So like, just really, I just
all right.
threw up in my mouth right now.
I'm so
Ah!
packed in here. So
Ah!
we all good?
Son of a bitch!
That was pretty
So,
classic. I gotta say that
um,
was good.
what we have. Everybody okay? We still with.
Well, I'm with you. I'm ready. I'm eager and waiting, especially after what I
This is
just
my
saw.
journal from EMS, and so let's say where do we want to go with this? We have yes, we have a great I have a great story here. This is this was a fun one. I haven't read this in years. I think yeah, okay. So this entry I called the paint in the pop.
Okay.
Being that I
Okay.
the
Okay,
paint in the pop.
Let's
Um,
hear it.
being that
I'm
being that I
excited.
work in a largely yeah, being that I worked in a largely rural mountainous region of the U.S., I've grown a healthy disdain for many of the small back roads that twist, turn, and switch back and forth through the mountains, hills, and hollers. Yes, the hollows are pronounced hollers.
Holler.
Yeah, people will correct you on that.
Okay.
If you are prone to motion sickness, then you'll particularly want to avoid any street whose name ends with a ridge or branch, or if the word fork appears in the name at all. I find that these words denote a treacherous drive ahead for the most part. The branches, forks, and ridges uh, seem to not only contain the most ridiculous roads, but some of the most ridiculous characters as well. Hilljacks, they call them around there. I had a run in with just that type of person late one night whilst working with Don Juan. That's not his real name, that's just what I call him. Don Juan isn't his real name, of course, and in case the pseudonym I chose for him isn't obvious enough, I'll give you a quick explanation. This guy is intelligent, funny, and has a real knack and a passion for photography. That said, he isn't exactly Brad Pitt, but has somehow managed to lure over half the women in the county into his bed.
Mm.
He's been known to conjugally visit more than one coworker's wife or significant other on more than one occasion. Seriously.
Jesus Christ.
He's a
And
good
it's not
dude.
just talk. Yeah. I've been present during a few conversations he's had with people in the station that went a lot like this. You know that ER nurse, blankety blank? Don says, "Oh wait, stand by. You mean this one?" And he'll have a photo of the person in question posed in a Playboy centerfold position wearing the outfit that she was born in. On it right there on it. Oh, this one? Like that?
What a dude.
True story. Yeah, so he's a legit player. That doesn't tie into the story at all. It's just
Well
a little
played,
morsel I'm adding, so you can get a better sense of the colorful characters I work with. Plus, it's my story, and I can go off on tangents if I want. So sue me.
I will.
Anyway, Don Juan and I are at the station when the tones drop. Station 1, Squad 11, blah, 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 address, possible poisoning.
Ooh.
Interesting. So when we mark en route, dispatch explains the emergency a bit further. He tells us a female has ingested some wet paint that fell into her Coca-Cola glass.
Ooh.
Right there, I surmise that we are not dealing with any Mensa candidates. And in fact, we're probably going to be getting involved with a family whose tree doesn't fork, if you know what I mean. So sometimes I really hated being right, and I was right a lot about things like that. So once we arrive at our patient's house, her, I don't know, brother, boyfriend, husband, some combination of those, meets us at the door.
Dad?
We follow him inside the house with our gear, and my nasal palate is seized by the unmistakable ammonia smell of cat piss.
Mm.
So we turn a corner, and we see our So we turn a corner and we see our patient lying in bed in her nightgown on the phone with her mother. Yep, this patient is dying of paint poisoning for sure because she's on the phone with her mother. After Don Juan gets her to finally hang up the phone after about 3 minutes, Chaz, you know, your phone pet peeve, there we go. She tells us that she was drinking a Coke and it had paint in it. So now she wants to go to the hospital. The next part of the conversation went like this. Well, how do you know there was paint in the cup? Well, because I seen the blue paint in the cup. Was it in the cup before you put your pop in it? Well, no, but I didn't pour it. My brother did. I still allow the possibility that they could be incestual. So didn't it didn't taste funny? No. Well, don't you think it would taste funny if you drank paint? I don't know. I never drank paint.
Hey, well, that's a valid point.
Apparently you have.
I don't know. That's a valid point.
Valid point.
Oh.
But actually, very surprising.
Touche.
To me that it's never tasted at least paint chips.
Right.
So why would you
Science?
drink it if you saw paint in the cup? Well, because I didn't see it when I was drinking it. I saw some blue paint on the inside of the cup after I drank it. Well, by now I'm getting really pissed. No pun intended. And because I'm having to carry our first out bag, which is like our medical bag, that weighs approximately 40 pounds. This whole time, and I can't set it down because of and this is where the pun wasn't intended, the cat piss and or hair covering the floor and every surface in the house. So I can't even put my bag down because once I pick it up, we're going to be carrying the smell of cat piss with us in our truck.
As an aside, that is one of the most disgusting things ever when you walk into a house and you smell that, especially, you know, some people have cats and they have a litter box and, you know, they might not empty it enough or whatever. That's one thing. But when it's literally soaked into the furniture and the carpet and just, oh, disgusting. Anyways, please continue.
So, in hindsight, I should have solved this mystery much sooner, but I was distracted by either the bag slung on my shoulder acting as a whole arm tourniquet or the screaming death of more of my brain cells with each inhale of ammonia that seemed to seep from the very walls. So we were stumped about this patient's story, and I was on the verge of lending her some credibility when I somehow broke through with a moment of clarity. Ma'am, did you have ice in your cup? Well, yeah. So I grabbed the blue painted cup, wrapping my hand around it, and I hold the chilled plastic culprit of this whole situation for 20 seconds or so. Then I exchange the cup into my other hand and magically revealing that everywhere my hand had made contact with the cup, the blue coloring had turned back to white. Having solved the mystery, Don Juan quickly catches on, and we explain to this unfortunate product of human inbreeding that her cup is one that changes color from white to blue when it gets cold. But she'll hear none of it. She thinks we're lying to her for some reason, so Don takes the now
It continues.
Don takes the now white lukewarm cup and presses it against the window AC unit that's blasting cold air into the room. I quietly pray that he doesn't press too hard against the teetering appliance and send it tumbling out the window. We're so close to being done with these mutants, and I don't feel like reinstalling
Hail!
Mutants. So thankfully, it stays put. She finally gets it. We're done. Bing, bang, boom. Sign this refusal form, and then she says, well, I am kind of feeling a little sick to my stomach. I tell her I tell her she only gets one complaint per 911 call, and she already used it, so just sleep it off. With that, we're gone like America's common sense, out the door and into the blessed, fresh, pure country midnight air. Will we be back? Without a doubt. But hopefully, she'll wait till after 7 a.m. when I'll be on my way home, and she'll be someone else's problem. But even if not, well, I've got an N95 mask, and I know how to use it. Saving lives, people. This is what we do.
Wow.
I love you, homie.
Yeah, that's man.
I couldn't have done that. There is no way, absolutely no way I could have done what you just did or what you described there. There is absolutely no way.